Hello, Olga. I see you talking. I didn't hear you.
Now?
Ah, now I heard you. Oh, you hid your mic. Okay.
Yeah, kind of this. So thank you for today's great mm, lecture, kind of experience, discussion, and so on. It's gift, and I wait for it during week. So thank you so much for your service.
Well, some chapters are a little bit more fun than others, and this is one of the less fun ones, I think. Important, but go ahead.
You know, it's interesting, but for me it was easier. I mean, theoretically easier because previous chapters were so full of important knowledge which I don't understand. Uh, like good. Uh,
Right.
so, so for
As
me,
you
this
repeat your
knowing
way,
part.
yeah,
Mhm.
as you repeat your way through the meditations, the blessings of the energy centers, and you do it again and again and again, and you become confident, I used that word earlier, in your control of your awareness, then what he says in these lessons will make sense to you.
And they make sense already. So,
So, what was your question?
my question, when we discuss chapter 5, it was very busy and long discussion, and I didn't ask it. Um, there are words about surrender to a higher power in this chapter. So it's a very important topic, and for me, with my kind of fear PTSD, it's it would be great.
So, you want me to talk about surrender?
Um, not maybe not as much about surrender as about trusting.
Trust.
So I yeah, uh, but I for now I didn't read all his books and didn't see all his courses. So um, maybe somewhere he expanded this topic of surrender to life circumstances in the sense of trust, high self, divine. That this life difficulties. I just wrote it because it would be easier with my English.
Right.
Can have opposite side that will be seen later.
Okay.
Um,
Let me talk about trust for a minute. See if I can help you
mm,
with it. I think trust is an effect. It's you get trust or lose trust because of something happened, somebody happened, something this. The lack of trust or the building of trust is because of. So just calling for trust is kind of approaching it in a, I don't know, isn't the way I would go about it. If it's an effect, then what is the cause of having trust and the cause of losing trust? The cause of losing trust, everybody can tell stories about that because in this life, there are people who have violated your trust. Everybody's got stories of that. I violated my own trust by messing up my life a number of times. So you lose confidence in yourself is like losing trust in yourself. Losing confidence in a friend who betrayed you, the just all this kind of stuff. So trust is an effect. So what is a cause that you can draw to you that can build trust? The number one cause you can draw to you is for you to learn who and what you are. And who and what you are, you've heard me say it before. I'll tell it again, just so I'll have it on this recording. I am an electrical energy being. I am an luminous electrical energy being. I'm getting goosebumps. I am a divine, luminous, electrical energy being. I am the Son of the Father. I am an heir to the throne and a receiver of the infinite potential of all the universe. I am eternal. I am. Now, what, if that gets in me, do I ever worry about trust? I expect the world around me to be adversarial, so I try not to be surprised. I am full of my own fragilities, fragileness, and foul ups. I am not surprised when somebody else is. As long as I am honest with myself, then I am not surprised with other people's foul ups because I know who I was just a few years ago. So I am now aware that I am an eternal, electrical, luminous energy being expressing myself through this physical life. What's not to trust? I trust that I will foul things up once in a while. I've done it all my life. I'll expect I'll still do it at least some, right? So why should I be surprised when somebody else doesn't foul their life up? So trust is an effect. And the first thing you can do to overcome that negative effect is for you to really settle in to know that you, dear lady, are a daughter of the divine. You are a luminous, a beautiful electrical energy being. And if you could see yourself as an energy being, you would just be amazed at just how amazing creatures us humans are. Remember the word human. Divide that word up. It's hue, man. And what is a hue? A hue is a frequency of light. You are a frequency of light. It's in your name. That's how you can work on your trust. First of all, know that you're as fragile as the rest of us. Carla, behave yourself. We're talking. You are an energy being like the rest of us, but you're as fragile as the rest of us. You have things to learn just like the rest of us. So you're going to mess up like the rest of us. And if you expect others to be their fragile self, you won't be so surprised. Don't be dependent on somebody else, something outside of you for your love and happiness. What you depend on is that inner light so that when you sit down, you don't need someone to tell you you're loved. You are loved from the inside. Your divine is within you, not out there somewhere in some etheric state. You already are a divine being. It's written in the scriptures if you read it right. Christians have a prayer that they don't believe in, yet they say it 1,000 times. Our Father who is in heaven. My Father, I am the Son of the Father. I just believe it more than the Christians that say it. I don't believe it. I know it. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I'm past believing in any of that stuff. That's how I don't worry about trust anymore because I recognize that this is a fragile world with fragile people that mess up. I trust they will mess up. I try to find ways to insulate myself from it. And I practice love so that my little world in the middle of this mess has a light in it. And I'm that light. And at days like I've had this week where my energy was somewhere down on the dim switch, it really was. I just trust that with time, if I just keep working at it, I'll find my way through the other side of that swamp and I'll be turned on again. I think I answered that without getting too messed up.
Mhm. It,
Love yourself first.
so it's all about personal experience, very deep experience.
It's the start of that is learning to love yourself and find out that that is you. When you touch that, your world will change. You really are a beautiful electrical energy being, divinely created in the divine's image and likeness. Remember that phrase? Come to find out, it's exactly correct. Who would have thought? It's not how religion teaches it, but the words are correct. They just teach it wrong. So trust in what you really are. Trust because of what you really are. It's a better way of saying it. And yes, this is a fragile life. And yes, it will get rained on. And yes, hurricanes will come. And yes, other fragile people will come and mess up your life. And yes, all of that will happen. Trust that it will rain on you once in a while. It just does. It's part of this life. Don't be surprised when it's rain. Just prepare a life to deal with it. I trust that I will mess things up. I'm very careful about things I do. It's just okay, and we have security things built in and around my life. Okay, I trust that the world around me will mess things up. And so I do things to protect myself. It's just, it will rain. Texas has rainstorms with 80-mile-an-hour winds. Just, gee, just so trust is an effect. The cause of that trust is in your heart. Okay.